Okay guys, in the previous video we have seen how to implement the basic algorithms in stack, like how to push and how to pop an element. First of all, we have seen how to create a stack. Okay, in this video, and this is algorithm number 2 in stack. This is another wonderful algorithm which is to be implemented in stack. Okay, so this is called as reversing a string. Alright, so reversing a string can be done by a stack. Okay, what do you mean by reversing a string? Let's say I have a string name, uh, data. Okay, so that's my string name. Okay, data. Then what do you mean by reversing? Reversing, if you reverse the string, what you will get? ATAD, right? Alright, wait a minute, sorry. ATAD, right? So if you reverse the string data, you will get ATAD. Okay, and what we are going to do is we are going to implement this in using stacks. Okay, using the concept of stacks, we are going to reverse the string. Okay, so let me explain the algorithm in this video. In the next video we'll do some hands-on coding. Okay, the idea is very simple. Let's take the same example, data. I just want to reverse the string data. Okay, so I'll have the stack here. Okay, let's say my stack will have 4 empty spaces. Okay, it can have a lot of empty spaces, that doesn't matter, but the what matters is the the order in which you push and pop the elements. Okay, so first of all, I'll pop the string by one. I pop the character by one. So first I'll pop D, so I'll cancel D here and I'll pop D. Now top will point to D. Okay, so lastly I'll do the pointer, guys. So then it's A, so A will be here, then it's T will be here, then it's again A will be here. So data. Okay, now pop the elements. Okay, after pushing the whole string, now pop the elements. Okay, so pop and store the elements in the output string. Let's say this is the output string. Okay, I have to pop and store the elements. Okay, pop, if you know that if you give pop, it will remove only the top element, right? First of all. Okay, so give pop once, it will remove the top element, so A will be there. Pop it and add it to the output string. Okay, and T will be there, A, and again D, and again D. After that, if you try to pop anything, it's actually called as stack underflow. You can't do that. Okay, now you see the output string is a reversed string of data. Okay, so the idea here is just push the elements or characters into the stack and pop it, and that will help you to reverse a string. Okay, in our next video we'll try to implement this algorithm. Okay, thank you guys. Okay guys, welcome back. So in this video let me implement a code to reverse a string using stack. Okay, so we have already seen this algorithm in the previous video. If you didn't watch that video, please go back and watch that. I have explained that algorithm in that video, and I'm going to implement using C in this video. Okay, so reverse a string using stack. Okay, it's actually very simple. The idea here is you just have to push the elements into the stack, push the elements from the string into the stack, and you have to display all the elements from the stack. That's it. Okay, so that will work. To do this, let me go for I need the push function. Okay, but I have already written the push function in the previous video, right? Let me copy that. So here I have the push function, so let me just copy this and paste it here. I hope you know how this function works. So first of all, we are let's erase this. We don't want this. First of all, we are checking the stack overflow condition here, and here we are actually pushing the elements. Okay, yeah, pushing is very simple. You just have to increment the top. Say top takes 7 now, so stack of 7. In the 7th element you should have the the element which you want to push, right? So, and you also have to declare the stack. I'll say 100 is not the size, actually it's the maximum size. Okay, but you can modify that. Okay, and I'll have one more called as top. So top equals to -1, and I'll have the size also, right? So the size of the stack. Okay, super. Then I think this is unnecessary because the stack is gonna be acting as a temporary structure here. Okay, the main structure is you have to reverse a string. The stack is something temporary, so size is not necessary. But okay, let us do some whatever we want. Okay, so here let me get the string first. So I'll say enter the string, okay, from the user which user wants to reverse, and I'll just store it somewhere. It's actually percentage %s because you're gonna get the string, so percentage %s, and I have to declare a variable to store the string, right? So I just declare it as a global variable because I just want some other functions to access it. So let me declare it as a global variable. So char input, I'll name it as input string, guys. Okay, so please make a note of this, is very crucial. I'm naming it as input. So whenever I say input, which means the input string, okay, the input string. So let me say this is 40, okay, and after that I'll go for char output, which is nothing but the output string. Okay, let's say 40. Size is it's not necessary, maximum you can go up to 40, but anyway, let's assume that the user will enter a string whose length is whose length will be lesser than this 40 and 40, right? Fine. So percentage yes, you are entering the string. Okay, store it in the input variable that you have declared. Okay, input array. Okay, I told you that string is nothing but a character array in case of C programming, right? So you have done that, super. Then after that you have to scan the string element by element, right? Element by element you have to scan the string. Okay, say for an example, I have a string, say apple, then you have to start from A and you have to go PLE. Okay, so we have to scan the string character by character, okay, from left to right. To do this you need to know the length of the string, then only you can stop the loop, right? You, of course, you want to run a loop here, but in order to start the loop and stop the loop, you need to know the length of the string. How to get the length of the string? The user may enter any string, right? Okay, it's not necessarily apple. User may enter any string, so we need to get the length of the string. To get that, we can use a function from this header file, hash include string.h. okay, so this header file has a lot of string functions and we can use that. Okay, one of which is strlen. So a function called I'll just write a comment here so that it will be easy for you to revise the concepts. strlen function, if you pass the string inside this function, it will return you the length of the string. Okay, and also you have a null character at the end of every string and you can also search for it. You don't need to get the length. Okay, and that's a different concept. I don't want to interfere that here, so let me go with the length. Okay, so for I equals to 0, and of course you have to declare this I counter also. Let me use it in as a global variable because I'm going to use that in some other functions also. Okay, super. So I equals to 0, I think I could give some space so that you may be able to say it. Okay, so I equals to 0 and wait a minute, yeah, I equals to 0, I less than or equal to so it goes up to the length of the string. So you will get the length of the string by str. We are using the function strlen, and you just pass the input string. Sorry, it's input, right? So input string. Then the for loop will start from the first character and it will go up to the end of the string. Okay, and you have I plus plus. You know that, right? Whenever there is a string, it means that it's a character array, right? So it's an array of characters. So each character will be stored in a single location. Say for an example, in 0th location you will be having A, first location I gets incremented, first location you will be having B, and I gets incremented, second location you will be having P. Likewise, the for loop should iterate till the end of the string. That's why I'm using the function strlen input. This function will return the length of the string. So the for loop will go up to the length of the string. Okay, so if I say input of I, I'll get that single character. Okay, I'll get A. Say if I value is 0, then it means that input of 0, right? So input of 0 is nothing but A, input of 1 is P, input of 2 is P, input of 3 is L, and input of 4 is E. So I'll just generalize it as input of I, since I takes from 0 to the end of the string. So this is a single character in a string. Okay, and I just want to push it, right? So you just declare the push function,
okay, I mean call the push function and you pass the input of I. And here the difference here is we are passing a character, right? So in a string, each element is a character, right? So input of I is a here, or a p or l or e, whatever it is, but it's a character, right? So push function should take a character. Okay, here you can see it takes integer, that's because of our previous program. Let's make it take character. Okay, so yeah, I think this will work super, right? Then after that, what you can do here is, so we have pushed everything to the stack, and after that let's pop everything and let's print it. Let's store that in the output string. Okay, so I'll declare one more, I've already declared it, output. Okay, so I should have my pop function, right? I should have my pop function, and let it be character pop. It's not void pop, because the idea here is, see, we have the pop function defined in the previous program. Let me copy this first. Okay, okay, here it's from my previous program. Everything is same, with the difference that I need a character pop here. Okay, so because I'm gonna return the popped element. Okay, I'm just not gonna pop and leave it, I'm just gonna return it. Okay, how do you return it? I have to say here, hold on, instead of top minus minus, I'll say return stack of top minus minus. Okay, I think this will work. Okay, this is what you will do. First of all, it will return stack of top. After that, it will decrement the top variable. Okay, the main idea of popping is decrementing the top variable, right? But first of all, if you have written, it will return the stack of top. It will return that particular character because you have declared it as character. After that, it will decrement. Okay, that's the advantage of using post decrement operators. First it will return the character, after that it will decrement. Okay, decrement the top variable alone. Okay, and what if I write like this? If I write like this, let's say I am writing like this. Okay, first it will decrement the top variable, then it will return that particular value, but it's not applicable, right? First you have to return that particular value, then pop it. Okay, return that particular value which you are gonna pop, right? So let me declare one more for loop. Okay, to get the popped elements. Okay, so let me copy this. Okay, instead of push, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pop, call the pop function. You know that pop will return something. Now it's not void, it will return a single character. Okay, so let me store that in the output string. Okay, output of I, because it will return a single character, right? And the for loop iterates for the length of the string, so it will return each character, and each character will be stored in the output. Okay, output of that particular location. Output of 0 will have the first popped element, that is the top element. Output of 1 will have the second popped element, like that it goes on, right? Okay, so I think now it's okay. Let me just print the output string. So the output string is, I think it's percentage s, of course, and I'll just output print the output. That's it. Okay, I think this will work now. Okay, so let me run this code. We have made a percentage d here. All right, percentage d. Can you see this? Wait, I'll show you. Uh, yeah, it's percentage d. Let's make it percentage s. Okay, or percentage c, because you're gonna print the character, right? So let's say make it percentage c. Let's make some modifications like that. And I think in output string also we have to make some modifications. That is. Mm, okay, that is will print character by character. I mean, let's have one more for loop. Just observe what I'm doing, it's very simple. Let's have one more for loop, and here I'm just gonna print it. That's it. Print if the, okay, let's say percentage c and output of I. That's it, right? All right, and here I'll print one statement called as the output string is. All right. Right. Okay, fine. So let's go for the program. Okay, I think there is a problem. Scanf percentages. Okay, here should not have and this code again. I told you, but I think there was a mistake here. Sorry. Okay. Shows me an error. Okay, I think the program has come 2 times because of some errors. Yeah. Let me erase this. You don't want that, right? You don't want these stuffs. Let me erase this. Okay. Size I should have 100. This should work now. Uh, yeah. Yeah, guys. Apple. Yeah. So push the. Okay. But make it percentage C. You make it percentage C, and yeah, I think this will work now. Okay, run. Apple. Yeah, it is printing something like ELPPA. It's okay. So it prints the reverse of this thing. You can see the operation here. Okay, first it pushes A because that's the first character. Push P. Second, push another P. Push L and push E. After that, you don't need to push anything because that's an null character will be having. So this is something different. You ignore that. One more push and one more pop will be there. Null character will be pushed, and that you can ignore. And pop the first, it will pop the top, the last element which is pushed, that is E, right? So it will pop that first. So E, and that will be stored in the output string. So E here you can see, and pop L, and that will be stored in output string, and pop like that. Okay, so it's very easy, right? It's arranging in a stack and removing in the from the top order, like it. Okay, that you can reverse the string. So this is a wonderful application of stack used to reverse a string. Okay, in our next video, let's write a code to check whether the parenthesis is balanced or not. Thanks a lot.